Key things that are different with child anxiety from adult anxiety. First of all, kids don't have the language to explain to us that they're worried and they're anxious. So often we're going to see it in their behavior. Some of the things that children might do when they're anxious is they might avoid. So if there's an area or an event that they're anxious about, you're going to see a lot of avoidance. Sometimes we'll see school avoidance, and that might look like crying, or it might look like hiding, or it may look like, Mom, I have a stomach ache, or I don't feel good. So lots of times when kids have anxiety, it's going to manifest with school avoidance. Another thing that kids with anxiety will do is they may have some disruption in their sleep. So you might see them saying to you at night, I don't want to go to bed, or once you put them in bed, they might start complaining that they are thirsty, or they're hungry, or they're afraid, or they had a nightmare, or they want you to stay in their room with them. So that's really a common thing with kids who have anxiety. Sometimes you'll see actual behavior problems. So you might see an uptick in aggressive behaviors, or in clinging behaviors, or in behaviors that are not really consistent with what we think of as anxiety. So lots of times kids will come to my office and Mom and Dad won't present them as having anxiety. So they might be having behaviors with their siblings or with their parents that look like defiant behaviors, or even in school, they might have oppositional behaviors with their teachers. That's a really common one. Teachers are saying that the child is presenting with disruptive behaviors, and actually underneath those disruptive behaviors are anxiety. When kids are anxious, they feel out of control. And so one of the ways that they can get control in their environment is by being oppositional. Like, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. And that gives them a sense of control. So those are some really important distinctions in how children present with anxiety that are different from how adults present with anxiety. Now, that makes it really difficult for us to detect children having anxiety. And that's really important for us to be able to recognize it, because children who have anxiety can be treated, they can be helped, and they can learn skills that are going to help them later on as they get older, because anxious children often become anxious adults. So that's an important thing to know. Many, many adults that I work with in my practice say they became anxious as children and no one recognized it. So the sooner you get the skills, the sooner you can start to feel better and get better.